I've always been afraid of falling flat on my face, afraid of failure.
What would happen?
Embarrassment, total embarrassment, or
people make fun of you?
Yeah, people make fun of me, or
you stand
don't
out.
feel part of, not accepted, you know?
Right. Yeah. And we're back to the little kid who comes to Canada
and
is one of the few brown faces amongst a sea of white faces. And
yeah, and I had to protect that little kid.
How old do you feel?
I feel, a lot of times I feel like I am still that little 8-year-old girl.
8?
Yeah.
I was going to give you 12.
Oh, 12's good. As long as we don't hit 20.
So still shy.
Yes.
And a bit scared, and not wanting anyone to make fun of you.
No.
But don't you hate it when you're at a job interview and the employer asks you to list your weaknesses, but then he doesn't let you finish? If he wanted a short answer, he should have asked for my strengths, right? Yeah. And then at another interview, the employer asked me how I handle stressful situations. So I got up and left.
How did you decide you wanted to be a comedian?
Well, actually, it was during the last course. It was an 8-week course, and we put the concepts that we learned in the previous 2 courses to practice, basically. And when I walked into the class for that course, there was a huge sign on the wall, and it said, "Live large or go home." And that really struck me, because it hit me then, like, what's the point of my being here if I'm not going to do whatever steps are necessary to make me happy and to make me feel accepted and a part of society, a part of the world, or, you know.
Did you have the sense that you had been living your life large?
Up to that point? Oh, no, no.
So when you saw that sign, how big would you say your life was?
Mine was very small.
Show me how big it was.
I would say it was about that small.
That big?
Yeah.
So something had to change?
Yes.
But still, there are a lot of things you could have done short of becoming a comedian. How did you realize that's something you wanted to do?
Well, I think throughout my years when I was shy and quiet and reserved, I think part of me really wanted to speak out. You know, was really trying desperately to come out, but I couldn't find a way. During this 8-week course, we had to list 10 dreams that we'd had all our lives and never pursued, and then we had to choose one that meant a lot to us and work towards it in the 8 weeks. And mine was the comedy. That meant the most to me, because I think it was my way of finally coming out into the world, you know, finding a place for myself, finding a voice, or expressing my voice.
Making them laugh with you instead of at you.
That's right, yeah.
When did you first stand up and there was more than one person in the room?
That was in the course. That was in the course, actually, yeah. That was part of the 8-week process. It was wonderful. It was a wonderful experience, having everybody laugh at what I'd written. And
you felt?
I felt a connection with them, that they stepped into my mind, or, you know.
And accepted.
Yeah, and accepted what I had written, and agreed with it, because they laughed.
So a friend phoned me today, and she was really upset with her husband, so she wanted to give him the silent treatment. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't most of you men consider the silent treatment from your woman to be more of a reward than a punishment? All right, that's enough, that's enough. I thought so, yeah. So I told her to start talking and not to stop until he's sorry.
So how has your life changed as a result of it? As a result of doing comedy?
I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happier than I've ever been.
Do you think you're courageous?
No. No, I don't think I am.
Why not?
No. I'm the biggest coward. I am the biggest coward in the world. I'm terrified of so many things, and no, I don't see this as a courageous step. I see it as a life-saving step. I feel like, yeah, I have found a way to live. In those 4 years, when I was in my room and I was obsessing about the MS. I had more relapses then than I've had since I've taken up comedy. And so I'm not feeling sorry for myself. I don't feel...
And you did then?
I did. Oh my God, I felt so sorry for myself. I thought I was the biggest victim around. It was unbelievable, the pity I had for myself. But I don't feel that way, and I'm almost grateful to MS for leading me down the path that brought me to the comedy and brought me to this happy place I'm at now.
You believe in God?
Yes, I do.
Do you think you stopped believing in God?
No, I didn't stop believing in God, but I just felt that God was not on my side, and I didn't know why God was punishing me. And
so what is the answer to your question then, which you asked over and over again? God, why me? Why are you doing this to me? How could you have played such a cruel trick? What have I done to deserve it? What's your answer now?
I think God, I think this was a wake-up call for me, to wake up and see what my life was and what it could be and to make changes. I don't think I appreciated, I know I didn't appreciate life before MS, but now I do. I do value my own life now.
Do you think you needed as large an alarm clock, though?
I think I did, yeah.
So
knowing the person I am, yeah, I did need a big...
What do you mean, knowing the person I am? Are we stubborn?
We're very stubborn, and we like to be safe.
Ah!
Yeah, yeah. Safety is one of my greatest needs.
There is an irony about your life, though. When you think about it, there you were, a young woman, intelligent, attractive, no disease, capable of doing anything, and utterly retreated. And you get sick, and everybody tells you you can't do anything. Oh, maybe that's the stubbornness.
No, could be.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
I can't do anything, so now I will do something.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's funny, the neurologist at that time, I remember him saying, and my parents were there with me in the room too, and he said, before MS you could reach this high, now you can only reach this high. And that always stayed in my mind too, and for the first 4 years I listened to him, but now I've been thinking of inviting him out to a comedy club.
Well, how far can you reach now?
As high as I want.